Okay, so this is a class for social studies, guys. So I have a question. I have a question, everybody. What do we know about Texas? What do we know about Texas? Okay, okay, yes. So it has a lot of cattle. What else? Okay, very good. Okay, very good. Okay, so I have another question. Has Texas always been part of the United States? Okay, okay, very good, very good. So for today's lesson, guys, we are going to talk about the major events, causes, and effects of the Texas Revolution. Okay. So before we start, guys, I want you all to read the objective with me. Okay. So we're gonna read it together. Ready? Okay. One, two, three. I will be able to analyze the causes, major events, and effects of the Texas Revolution, including the Battle of the Alamo, the Texas Declaration of Independence, the Runaway Scrape, and the Battle of San Jacinto by completing a thinking map of causes and effects and drawing my interpretation of the major events. Okay, very good. So before we start, guys, I'm going to talk about the agenda really quick here. Okay, so the agenda of the day. First, we are going to play a game called Match, the Match Chart, okay? Where we are going to learn about the vocabulary of the lesson. And then after that, I'm going to show you a puppet show. Do you guys remember what a puppet show is? Yes, so a puppet show is a presentation where we are going to see if those predictions we did or we made for the match game are going to be certain if we were able to guess. And then after that, guys, we are going to play a game called Jigsaw Cell. Then we are going to complete the thinking map. We're going to meet this objective, and then after that, we are going to play Kahoot as an exit ticket. Okay? So we're good. Any question? Okay, very good. So let's go ahead and start. So I said the first thing we're gonna do is to play the match game. Okay, so in the match game, guys, I'm going to give every one of you a graphic organizer. In that graphic organizer, guys, we are going to see the main words of the vocabulary, which are independence, analyze, revolution, and declaration. Then we are going to match the words, and then we are going to draw it, okay? So I'm gonna give you an example. So the first thing I'm gonna do, guys, I'm gonna grab my graphic organizer, and I'm gonna read the column on the left. The column on the left are my vocabulary words. So I know that I have to match that words to the definitions that I have on the right hand. Okay, so let's say I read the first one. It says independence. Then I go and read the definitions. When I find the definition, I mark that as B, C, or D, whatever matches my vocabulary, and then I'm going to draw independence. So I'm drawing independence here. Okay, this is my interpretation. Then after that, guys, we are going to share what we did, okay? So for that, guys, I'm gonna give you a 5 minutes, just 5 minutes to do that. Okay, very good. So now that we are done with the activity, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and play the puppet show, and let's see if those predictions we made were right, okay? Vocabulary. Independence. The time when a country or region gains political freedom from outside control. Independence. Revolution. The usually violent attempt by many people to end the rule of a government and start a new one. Revolution. Declaration. The act of making an official statement about something. The act of declaring something. Analyze. To study something closely and carefully. So, let's see. I'm gonna use my namesakes, guys, and I'm gonna ask you what 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 were your predictions about the vocabulary, okay? Okay, so let me use my namesakes and I'm going to call Miguelito. Okay, Miguelito, tell me what was your prediction for independence?
We are going to pass to the jigsaw cell. Okay, so before we start this lesson, guys, before we start this portion of the lesson, I want you guys to remember that we are SWAT students. That we are going to sit up, watch the speaker, ask good questions, and give respect. Okay, this is the part, guys, where I'm going to explain to you what is that we're going to do and what is that we're looking for this part of the lesson. Okay, so for this part of the lesson, guys, as I said before, we are going to play jigsaw cell. So in order to do this, guys, we need to read this book. It's called The Battle of the Alamo by David Dell. So I'm going to go ahead and show you the book. The Battle of the Alamo by David Schrader. Okay, so question, guys, question. When you see the cover and the title of the book, what do you notice? What can you tell me about that? Okay. Do you notice that there are people in agony, that there is a fight going on? Okay, the title tells us that this is a battle. Very good. Okay. What else do you see? You see women, men, people fighting, right? Okay, very good. So with these, guys, we already know that this is this book is showing one of those major events that happened during the Texas Revolution. Okay, so before we start, guys, I'm going to divide the groups. I'm going to divide the class by groups. Okay, so each group is going to have 4 people. Okay, and every person is going to have a job. Okay, so since I already have it divided as tables, and we have 5 tables right now, so each table is going to be a group, okay? So table 1 is going to be group 1, table 2, group 2, table 3, group 3, and table 4, and so on, okay? So each person in each group is going to have a job. So, since you guys have on each place, you guys have a number, remember your number, okay, very good. So each person has a job. So for number 1, guys, number 1 is a reader, number 2 reader, number 3 reader, number 4 reader, but wait. So number 4 is going to have a smaller portion of the book because number 4, guys, is also the secretary, okay? So I want you to huddle with but not yet, just listen to me. I want you to huddle within your group and tell me who is the best person who knows how to write, and how to draw. Because by the end of this, guys, at the end of this exercise, you guys are going to create an Inco chart where you are going to expose to us what are the things that you came out with. Okay, so we said sell, you guys are going to sell that information that you are so experts about. Okay, so this is a graphic organizer that we are creating. Okay, so the graphic organizer here, guys, has main ideas and important details. So each person with its portion is going to read the portion of the book. So for example, if my portion is the sacred ground, so I'm going to go ahead and read the sacred ground. So I already know that the main idea is about the sacred ground because that's like the title. So it gives me a hint, right? So then I start reading and I said, okay, the main idea here is talking about the sacred one. So we already know that this is a place. So as a main idea, I'm going to write sacred ground. And then the important details, well, it's telling us that it looks like a church. And it feels like a church. But it was a place where a massacre happened. A place where a massacre happened. You have to read, write the main idea, and write the important details on your graphic organizer. Very good. Very good. So once we're done with this, guys, we are going to expose this to a group. So let's say if my question is sacred ground, I'm going to say, hey guys, I am the expert of the sacred ground. And this is what I learned about it. Okay, sacred ground is and these are the important details, okay? So then after that, guys, once everybody has shared their knowledge, we are going to graph a graphic organizer, name for chart, per group. And do you remember our secretary? So number 4 is the secretary, right? The secretary, guys, is going to create this same graphic organizer. And it's going to write the same thing. Main ideas and important details. Make sure to tell me what is your group number. idea is the sector round, and then you're going to give me important details, okay? So, and the same for each person. Very good. So what we learned today, guys, is that the Texas Revolution started in the year 1835. Okay? The Texans who were living in Texas, I know it sounds redundant, where they had to follow certain rules that President Santa Anna gave them. So those rules were that they needed to pay taxes, that they needed to follow the Catholicism, that they couldn't bring slaves to Mexico, okay? And so they needed to become Mexican citizens, and they needed to obey all the Mexican laws. So the Texans didn't like that very much. Okay, very good. So we learned also is that by the year 1830, about 20,000 U.S. colonists lived in Texas, and there were a higher number of American settlers living in Texas than there were Texans. Okay. Okay. We also learned here that the American settlers brought slaves illegally in Mexico. Okay. On March 2nd, 1836, Texas seceded from Mexico, becoming an independent country. Mexican General Antonio Lopez de Santa Anna sent troops to Texas because he wanted to stop the revolution. The Colonel Travis commanded the Battle of the Alamo. He commanded about 187 settlers in the Alamo. Santa Anna sent over 6,000 troops to destroy the Alamo. After 13 days, every man was killed by Mexican troops. And then the catchphrase became after that was Oda said, "Remember the Alamo." It became a battle cry throughout the Texas Revolution. General San Houston defeated Santa Anna, taking Santa Anna as a prisoner at the Battle of San Jacinto in April 21st, 1836. General Santa Anna, standing before the wounded Sam Houston, he asked for forgiveness. So Sam Houston forgave his life with the only condition that he needed to sign Texas as an independent country. Okay, so after that, after 1836, Texas became known as the Lone Star Republic. Our first president was Sam Houston, and the capital of Texas was called Austin, named after Stephen Austin. Okay, very good, guys. So we learned a lot from this practice. Okay, so now what we're going to do, this is the independent practice, guys, and what we're going to do is we're going to complete causes and effects, and then we're going to draw out major events. Okay, so this is the chart we are going to complete. So I give you guys here an example. It says, for example, the Texans had to pay taxes to Mexico, and they thought this might hurt their business. This is why they wanted freedom from the Mexican dictator Santa Anna, okay? So this is what you guys are going to do after all the things that we have learned, and you can also use the anchor charts that you see around, you can also use your books, and I want you to do this independently, okay? You guys are going to write the causes and effects of those major events, okay? Okay, so for that, guys, I'm going to give you about 10 minutes. Okay, very good. So now that we have finished with this activity, what we're going to do now is we are going to play Kahoot, okay? So in Kahoot is our exit ticket, and it's kind of like a quick assessment of all the things we learned today, okay? So everybody has your iPads, and you can also use your phones to play. Remember, you have the application Kahoot. If you don't have the application, just go to kahoot.it, okay? Let's go to Kahoot. So let's go ahead. We're going to play here. Star. And type the code. 8090552. Enter. Make sure you put your nickname. My nickname is Plaza P. Okay, and let's start again. Everybody in. Let's start again. First question, what year did the revolution start? 1835.